Hey guys, Deslater Magic here, and great news if you're planning on really doing anything with a local gaming store that's an official WPN location in the near future. Because boy, did they reveal some spicy promos. These things look pretty valuable. Apparently Wizards struck gold with this old frame stuff. They're selling a little bit better than I thought they would, to put it lightly. And they aren't leaving this gold mine for anything. So first up, we already knew about this, but it might be news to you, the Fabled Passage old school frame, I assume foil. Looks like a foil treatment there. So I don't remember exactly what the parameters were with this. I think it was like buy a box of literally anything and get this, and then past the boxes it was like at the discretion of the store, so there's really no consistency anyway. But they just said if you've shopped in your local game store recently, you may have received this retro card frame promotional version of Fabled Passage. Not very helpful. Why are they telling only people who already had it happen to them that it might have happened to them? That seems like a weird way to phrase it, but they did say beginning July 23rd, ... and then the rest of the article, so I guess you could maybe still get a Fabled Passage if you buy a box of something. I mean, call your store and ask them if they have them and what the requirements are. Now, this strikes me as very surprising. This version of the card, the promotional old school frame, it's from the Love Your LGS Foil promo thing. This is going for, on multiple websites, about $13. Now, if you go to the date-stamped promotional pre-release one, it's like $14. Depending upon the set, though, because it was in two sets. The one from M21 is only $12. So, okay, comparable, but then you look at the extended art from Core Set 2021, it's $24, and from Throne of Eldraine, it's $23. So that's like double just for the extended, and then if we go to the foil extended... Okay, that one from Core Set 2021 is $20. That's right, the foil is cheaper than the regular. And then for Throne of Eldraine, it's literally the same card, $39.99. Boy, it's almost like these different versions are causing a price consistency problem. Oh, and the regular foil of the regular card is also $13. So this promotional one is not worth more than a regular foil, even though it's rarer and it's an old frame. So I don't know what's going on here. So I just wanted to outline that. I mean, we might be seeing the crash of the old school frames. Maybe people are finally over it. Maybe people realize that they're as ugly and unreadable as they remember. Maybe Card Kingdom's pricing AI needs to get it together, although I did kind of double check this on TCG. So with that in mind, that despite past performance in the last couple months, old school frames are not necessarily automatic money or consistent money. Let's look at the section titled Beginning July 23rd. There are even more retro frame promos coming to your local gaming store. First up, we've got Avid Mind Sensor, a card which used to be worth money 5 years ago. So the Future Sight frame of this, which is just ugly as sin, is like $3, and then the Time Spiral Remastered regular is $1.29. So I have no idea what this one will be worth. Not much is my guess. So next up, we've got Dig Through Time, which that's a spicy card, whatever it's still legal in. And the Secret Lair foil of it is $13. So I'd expect this to maybe come in somewhere around that. I mean, this is the same classic OG artwork right here. Then we've got the always obnoxious card, Bolus's Citadel. So there was a Draft Weekend foil with alternate art that's only worth $9. That ain't helping anybody, but, you know, any kind of promo above, like, even $5, I'm happy to get it. I mean, hell, if it's 50 cents, but it looks cool, I'll put it in my binder and then not feel obligated to sell it, so, hey. But, you know, I thought maybe some of these might really shoot up because, well, the next one is Goblin Guide. I haven't followed this in a while, but, I mean, the Double Masters box topper edition was, like, full art, borderless, custom text box, different art, the whole shebang, and it was $17, so... I mean, I'd almost expect this to get up there, maybe. I mean, the original Zendikar version of this is like $12, just the regular non-foil. But there is another alternate art, Grand Prix foil promo, Goblin Guide, which is $18. So, I mean, will this be $50? Oh, I doubt it. Still, we're getting up there. So, the last one in this group is Scavenging Ooze. So we got that whack-ass Nintendo-looking Scavenging Ooze from Secret Lair. That thing's about $18. We've got the alternate art 2021 variant, borderless, I don't know, special trim showcase. Who even knows at this point? That one's $250. There's a special 2014 Duel of the Planeswalkers promo that's only $250. So, I mean, this card has been absolutely printed to death. I mean, this card's been in Commander sets, Core sets, Master sets. I mean, there's not much value left there, but it still is a popular, powerful card. So I wouldn't be surprised if this landed at $2, but I wouldn't be surprised if it landed at like $5. So between all these, we might have a potential for some serious money if they really take off and if they're really, really low print volumes. Otherwise, it's the kind of thing where you can get it and not be interested and trade it and get some good trade value, you know, like 2 packs worth at least for most of these, if not more. Otherwise, if you just keep them because you're like, oh, promos, you know, I collect promos to show that I've been playing real long and went to a bunch of events. Well, it just hurts to hold on to a card that's $50 or $100 when you know that could buy you like an entire deck. So you can afford to keep these, and if you wanted to trade them away, they're not worthless. So I think these were really good picks for promos. But looking into them, I thought across the board they'd be about double what they ended up being, just because, ooh, old retro frame. But like I said, I guess those are kind of tanking. I mean, I'd have to check some of the more recent sets like Time Spiral, but that whole triple cost premium thing, I don't know, man. I don't think that's standing up anymore. So finally, we've got the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms ampersand promos. So they actually trademarked the dragon-shaped head ampersand thing. That's for D&D, of course, but, you know, it's all Hasbro, it's all Wizards of the Coast. So they now just slapped it on as a ghost watermark, whatever, on Tiamat, the card that I could have sworn we've seen already, but people said we haven't. So, I mean, it almost looks like they, like, tried to digitally, like, you know, copyright protect this for, like, the internet. I don't know if it'll have a different connotation in person. It just looks like a stock photography site watermark to like protect their IP, and it's getting in the way of the text and the art. I think it looks terrible, even though I like the art, I like the card, I like the idea of it, and I like the logo. It just doesn't go together. So they say, in addition to the Mystery Booster Convention Edition coming to in-store events this August, I have no idea what that is, WPN Premium stores will also receive an amazing series of promotional versions of Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, Rares, and Mythic Rares. Oh, so it's more than just this. Cool. Featuring the iconic Dungeons & Dragons ampersand. Well, they've never done anything like this, so I think it's going to come down to, like, if this card Tiamat is playable in other formats, this card is going to spike. And if it's not playable, they're going to be like, novelty, whatever, $2. So this could be $100 for all we know. I mean, if this card is like $30 normal, I bet you'd see 60, 70 plus at least for the value of this version. But maybe people think it's as ugly as I do. I don't know. Who knows? Hard to say. But they say these ampersand promos are traditional foil with a glossy D&D ampersand overlaying the entire card. Yes, I could see that. Stores can offer these cards in a variety of ways. Be sure to find out how you can receive one once they're available this August. I wonder if they know the set comes out on like July 8th, digitally. The fact that these won't be at the pre-release is rough, but I wonder if that timing is on purpose. They want people to not just go to the pre-release, because I know people that only play Magic 4 times a year, you know what I mean? And that was when Standard Constructed was kind of tolerable. Like, that was before Khans of Tarkir just lost everybody. Did you notice that instead of calling it a premium card, they called it a traditional foil to separate just the term foil from etched foil? You know, there's been rumors ever since etched foils came out that that's what they're going to move to for all the cards. And I mean, come on. We all know they're going to do that. So the fact that they're now referring to this as a traditional foil really outlines that that's the direction they're moving. And they need to hurry because I am sick of this curling garbage. And so are you. The cards and the products across the board would be literally worth more money if they didn't curl, because I know people, a lot of people, longtime players, that will trade away a foil version of a card for a regular one because they're just like, I am done with this curling crap. And some of the prices online are showing it. I mean, if it's a collector kind of thing or a show-off kind of thing, or they're going to double sleeve it for Commander, okay, it's going to have a good multiplier. But for most cards that are just like, oh, it's a $5 kind of cool rare from a standard set, the foil will be like $6. It never used to be like that, but people are so fed up. And now that they know something better is out there, yeah. So I got more info on this Mystery Booster Convention Edition. I guess they just posted this 3 days ago and I missed it. The Summer of Legend continues, oh boy, with one of the most exciting features for in-store play, the return of the Mystery Booster Convention Edition. What do they mean return? Because as far as I know, the Convention Edition was actually not called the Mystery Booster. I think it was called the Promotional? No, it was a mystery, wasn't it? But it had the like early card prototype illustration slapped onto a card like it was glued on, kind of, but they only gave them away at a GP. So obviously this is just them going clearance on ones that were supposed to be at a GP, and then the GPs got canceled. So now they're sending them to your store. Once again, Wizards, let's just cut the BS. That's what happened. So yeah, looks like they're doing it again. Like here's 2 hilarious cards that are in it. They dumped a bunch of cards from it, like Anger of the Gods, Approach to the Second Sun, Thank God, Dismember, Frogmite, Curd Ape, Rhystic Study, There's a rumor that a whole bunch of these were from artists that they're no longer friends with, but I'm too lazy to confirm or get ratios on that. Like ratios, percentages of which of these were all done by the same artists or a couple of artists or whatever. And then they said they have higher frequency cards. So the following cards appear at twice their previous frequency, replacing where the above cards would have appeared. So I guess they can't shrink it unless it's exactly divisible by 52 or 4 or whatever it is on a sheet. Because then they'd have a half sheet and they'd have to have something called like drop cards, and it's a whole thing. I don't really care to get into it. But Aggressive Instinct, Alloy Mirror, Ambitious Aetherborn, Armadillo Cloak, Aura of Silence, Cast Out, Creeping Mold, Cultivate, Evra, Halcyon Witness, Gift of Growth, Great Furnace, Null Spine Dragon, Meteorite, Might of the Masses, Mirror Entity, Mog Fanatic, Murder, Path of Peace, Priest of Titania, Rock Maulers, Sakashima the Imposter, Torian Mauler, Thrashing Brontodon, and Wall of Omens. So real weird mix of different eras, cards, formats, popular, not. So they wanted you to know that they're going to be at double the prevalence in a pool of like 1,400 possible cards. Would anybody have even noticed? But I mean, still, it's nice for them to disclose it. Oh, it's actually 1,670 now. They actually upped it. And the best thing is this mystery booster, I don't think it contains an exact verbatim copy of the list. That's a different set, I think. They couldn't make this crap more confusing if they tried, honestly. I mean, this is just ridiculous at this point. So once again, it's like, how do I get one? At least they didn't just leave that floating in the air like they usually do, and then people got to blow them up on Twitter asking them. But they completely dropped the ball on this one. So they said, ask your local gaming store when Mystery Booster Convention Edition events will be available to you. I misread that. It said events. I thought they just meant the product. I'm like, scroll up, August 20th. There you go. You answered your own damn question. But where and how to get it would be a little bit more important. I think they should have probably thrown that in, but whatever. We're not new to this. Come on. It's like, do you want to know how you get a promo? Call your store and ask them. I mean, there you go. They'll give you the scoop. So, I mean, pretty cool stuff. I'm excited. I don't think I'll go back to playing at my store because I'm usually working Friday nights or streaming or something, obviously. And I don't have a standard deck. I have absolutely no interest in building a competitive standard deck, nor do I have the money to build a competitive standard deck right now. And right now, if you go second-rate deck, you're going to get demolished. Like, you can't even come close. This is like right when Hour of Devastation came out and you had to play one of 3 decks or you would just lose. Red Rush, Control, and what, Scarab God or whatever, you couldn't beat those with anything. Nothing else even came remotely close to beating those decks. And right now, there's like 8 unbeatable decks, which, okay, you just pick one, but they're all really expensive, and I don't net deck. So if you built a rogue deck that's like really, really, really good, you really don't have a chance of winning. Although, that said, I do have a little treat for you guys, so hit subscribe if you don't want to miss this, because it'll probably be up tomorrow. I built 2 new decks, and they are absolute jank. They cost nothing to build, although it was digital, so I got to double check that. But they have been kicking ass on high-level competitive arena. I built them very carefully and specifically to be assassin decks for the top most obnoxious, most played decks. So you know it, old school Desolator Magic is back, because that's what I've been doing for the last 9 years, baby. Yeah! So you don't want to miss that. One's mono blue, one's mono white, and they both absolutely crush. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you're as excited as I am about these promos at least existing, and I'll see you guys next video.